Man, it is raining. I mean, raining. You can't hardly see over there. Oh well. Let's do another product review. All right, so down here at the lawn care shop, why not do a lawn care product review with the Chapin contractor turf spreader. There's a number on this, the 100-pound. Oh yeah, good stuff. So we're gonna unbox it, put it together, and give some first thoughts. Thank Chapin for shipping this over pretty quick. Alright, let's put that through. And that's the parts. Right up front here. Metal, so that's good, it's not plastic. Another rod. Look at this, the nuts and the tires. Good size hopper. Got the deal, so if you want to shoot more, you just pull these out. You can open up more doors, allows you to have more rate of application. You get 3 holes in the bottom. Most people just use the one in the center. But I think for salting, you can use this for salt. I don't recommend it because it's not the heavier duty stuff. But they do say you can use it for salt. You get 12-inch pneumatic tires. I have a valve stem on them, but I think they're pneumatic. I don't think there's air. Got everything laid out on the table. You will need a hammer, a Phillips screwdriver, a 10-inch socket, 10mm socket, 8mm socket, a 10 and an 8 wrench. So, first thing we want to do is find our handles. That's where it starts. So we need C5. Are these labeled? Looks like a handle. C5 and C6. Yeah, I think these are the handles. So these. Then we need to do that square tube. I think that goes in the center of this. And then we need bolts to hold the top part of this on. Is H6 and then the H6 nuts.
Everything on here, it's all labeled.
Labeled.
It's all labeled. Real easy to read. The instructions, they seem to be all right. They made them dumb enough for me to read.
They're pretty good.
Oh yeah.
It says like C16, C17, but nothing's really labeled that I see. But I mean, it shows you pictures of what it's supposed to look like, so it's pretty easy to figure out. So what we're doing now is we're going to take this square tube. This is part of the, I think that's part of the bottom. We're going to put this in here. Yeah, because it goes like this. Alright. Gonna go like this, and then that's the part.
What do we need out of here first?
H6 bolt and an H6 nut. Oh, this thing's got to go under too.
Is it H or M? Which bolts to use? Because they're all different lengths in the package. It only tells you what the bolt is, and then this here tells you
H5, okay.
the
So,
bolt.
okay, so there's
for
two
what-
separate pages you need to reference.
Yeah, whenever you go off of this,
H6.
it'll tell you the bolt is H6, and if you go here, it'll tell you your H6 bolt is the long ones.
Yeah, okay.
So it's the M6 by 60.
And this goes up.
That was our bad for not looking.
Well, this is new to me, guys, too. So I'm gonna put the lock. Comes with lock nuts. Don't put everything super tight until you get it all ready to go. So then we've got the next pieces. Which are these pieces?
Yeah, these are for the wheels. These go basically the same way we did those. So,
And we use the same bolts here as you did putting on the handle.
We're gonna need this piece, plastic piece, and the other bars, which are, I think, on here.
so we're gonna make this again, it looks like.
Yep. So,
This goes like, I don't think there's anything else that goes on here, is there?
No. That plastic piece just pops on.
It's probably a brace of some sort. Okay, go ahead.
just snug that up just a little bit, not all the way. Don't get ahead of yourself.
That goes on top of that, and the wheels go down there.
Next step.
These things gotta go proper here, don't they?
We gotta put. It shows those two pieces. They'll go here
That one was bent,
like that.
probably with the little screws.
And then this here goes.
Center. Yeah. This is threaded, so there'll be a bolt that goes in here.
Yep. And the bolt we need
These
is
probably go on the outside.
H16.
It's the long ones, isn't it?
H16 is the M6 by
There's 4 of
40.
them, so it's those. lopsided, I'm sure it'll fix itself.
Oh yeah.
Just 'cause it's funny.
Now we got to take this,
Just flip this upside down.
attach to this, and I'm assuming you can set your depth. Right, this here tells us to put it in
Second one.
the bottom hole. Wait a minute.
Yeah, it'd have to go like that.
Oh, okay. Need that Phillips screwdriver.
Oh, it just screws on.
Yep, just run that screw directly into it. It's a threaded hole. Snug her up good.
Don't over tighten.
See here, that screw just went right in. It's a threaded hole.
Now if you ever have these break, I'm pretty sure they have replacement parts. You can call them, give them the part number you need, and they'll be able to send you a new part. Fertilizer and stuff can eat through plastic pretty quick sometimes.
Do that, and then
Wheels.
it shows this.
Force it.
That's probably what hammers for. Tap these in too.
See that little tab? Yep.
Just lightly. You don't want to tap them in very hard. There's a little. One of these is bigger. These little tabs, and there's a little groove. You just kind of slide that in a little hole there. And tap it until it becomes flush. You don't want to overdo it.
And you can slide that back in, which is a lot tighter fit. Just the hole.
Do that, and then we can move on to part 5.1. Counterclockwise marking on the impeller.
Yep.
Alright, we got that lined up.
It is ringing again.
Line it up. This would be the little one, which would be probably like an 8mm.
You just want to snug that up. Again, just snug. You don't have to over tighten it.
Yep. And after he gets that tight, we're going to move on and put the wheels on. That's the Symbol wheels in Part 6.
Now, as you notice, as this turns, the impeller turns. So as the wheels turn, that's what gets your product to fly out.
Some people would tell you it doesn't matter which way you put the wheel on, but
You want the valve
I
stem on the outside.
prefer to have the valve stem to the outside. H5 bolt, which is H5 is your M6 40 by 45 millimeters.
The long one, dude.
And they supply you with one of them.
Does the other one have a hole? There's no hole on the other side of this one. No, it's just on the well, wait a minute.
That's what it's supposed to be.
One's on the inside, one's on the outside.
There's one on the inside, one on the outside.
Drop it.
No, it only shows one in the package. And Assuming that the other one will be the cotter key. This is the one that goes with
That side?
the Yep. That would be 10 millimeter.
These are 10.
And
So
your
a little
other-
bit so I can get to it. Well, looks like we're gonna get a rainbow. Yep, there's one right there. Look at it. Right there. The pot of gold's right there in the pasture. Yeah, it's like right there, but it's kind of dissipating. It doesn't show up on camera, but pretty cool little short little rainbow. All right, guys, so we got this figured out. I'm actually gonna bring the camera over here. So, one of these with the screw, the bolt actually goes through the shaft because it is the drive tire. The other one just gets the cotter pin on the outside, which we'll show you in a second because it just spins. But they do send you, so the valve stems will be on the outside of the tires on both sides.
Yep, you'll make sure you take washer, tire. Wait. Messed that up.
That, then the washer on the outside, then the cotter pin. There's room. There's probably not gonna be room, is there? Barely. I didn't grab a pair of needle nose. I'll go grab one real quick. All right. Well, I'm gonna go grab a pair of needle nose, unless you think you can do it without it. I'm gonna go grab the needle nose so we can spread that cotter pin open. Alright, so I got some needle nose pliers. Maybe the hammer.
Lo and behold, it is in.
And you just take and bend your tabs open. Go. Bend that one back the other way. Stop spinning. All right. That part is done. Literally use them needle nose for that. I think.
The next step is put the hopper on.
Yep. Hopperty dopper.
Fun. I'm gonna buy this plastic thing. Always better with my right hand. Alright. You're probably gonna want a long extender. You might be able to get it. Are these the 10 or the 8s? You just want to snug them up. And it's plastic, so be generous.
Here. That mandibular flush. That prevents any debris or anything getting crammed up in there.
So what I have here, the camera to focus on, there it goes, is the auger. Kind of a weird looking auger, but it helps agitate. It's a double-sided auger, and it just threads in to the, it's got a little nut in there, threads into the top of the hopper. So what I'm gonna do,
Before that goes on,
there's something else that goes on there?
this goes on.
Oh, that goes on there too?
Yep. This
Okay.
here.
There's two augers in here. There's a big one, and it just spins on, threads on,
And then it says to put this nut on it.
then this goes on top.
It has two different options. You can use it either way. You can use one or the other. The one is the flat auger, and the other one is the spiked auger.
Does it show
The
any?
flat auger is used for general turf applications like for fertilizer, herbicides, pesticides, grass seed, free flow material. And then the spiked auger is for use with dense materials that have a tendency to clump up or have high moisture content.
So that would be for your salts and winter applications. So
Or in some situations, if your fertilizer
Fertilizer
gets
gets
a
wet.
little wet.
it helps chew it up.
So you have two different options of an auger you can attach in there.
Which do you think we should use though?
Doesn't matter.
Well, I'd say we don't plan on using anything wet.
Nope. So we should be okay with what we have in there.
Do we have any extra? What are those extra deals? Let's see how tight this is.
These are the extra nuts that came with them bolts that threaded into that. So you will have two extra nuts. That's
Or do we need them
perfectly
for
fine.
this? Yeah, we'll probably have to because we have this. So far as that, agitator's working, that's working. It's pretty nice, guys. Chapin, you guys really did really good on this.
Yeah. Okay. Maybe you won't have two extra nuts. They just put
The
them
only
on
two
the
nuts
bolts.
you're gonna have are the ones making the video.
And then you can adjust it as it needs to be set.
As you can tell, no so far, no spare parts. Everything you will use. So far.
The only thing extra you will have is you will have an extra option for an auger.
Which is really nice, Chapin. I really do think that's something nice. I really do. I think that's
That
pretty
is
cool.
an option that I don't see very often. You normally have to purchase that afterwards.
Yeah, aftermarket.
Alright, got this on. We went through our auger section, so we're on 9, which is assembled gate linkage, which is part of what I was doing, running that nut down. And it will go up here and hook in. It just pops right in.
She said. Pops in and twists so it doesn't, there's no cotter pin.
You can grab a hold of this. Ooh, maybe no, I want to attach it to that. You'll put that on there and then you can adjust this wherever it needs to be.
By how much you want it to open.
Keep grabbing the wrong wrench. It's a 10 millimeter.
There's only two things that I've noticed that we use the smaller one. Mostly everything's 10 millimeter.
I was hiding it. And you just pop your little cotter key in there.
It's an R key.
And it should, after that bolt's adjusted, it'll
It's gonna catch. It only has to go in halfway. It's catching on them pillar.
and girls.
Now we'll get some footage of this. Hopefully when it dries up. Pretty nice.
Yeah, I'm very excited to use it. Literally, what we used to use before is either throwing it by hand, or we have the old plastic one. You just hold on to it with your hand and just.
It gets your wrist to hurting. And
Oh yeah. And you can't go very much at all. You might be able to throw about a pound and a half.
Well, there it is. The Chapin professional grade fertilizer spreader, 100-pound spreader. Now we're going to test and see how it actually does with 100 pounds. I'm going to put 100 pounds of fertilizer. Grass seed would probably do 100 pounds. Well, I don't know if it'd do 100 pounds of grass seed, because I don't even think you can get 100 pounds in there. Maybe 70, 80 pounds, but we're going to test it. This is video 1 of 2, actually video 1 of 3. We're going to have a video of this in use, but like I said, it's going to be a little while because as you can tell, there's water everywhere. So yeah, that's not going to happen. We've got a couple of food plots for hunters we're going to be doing. We've got some grass seeding we're going to be doing. We got some fertilizing we're going to be doing. We got some fall fertilizing we're going to be doing. So stay tuned to the channel if you guys are interested in seeing how this works. My final review will be out probably September, when we're starting to do fall applications of stuff. Middle of September or so. So the next video will probably come out in 2-3 weeks. We'll just have to see what weather does. And how busy I am to get some video. But I wanted to get the first look, the assembly, my first initial thoughts on it. I like it. I like how you can basically open this up, slide it around, and set your rate application, which then opens the doors down there, which you can't really see. But I also like if you want to open those down there, you just pull out on them, you get more faster rate of it coming out. It does have really good, I think there's a 12-inch pneumatic tires. They do have a valve stem on them. So yeah, sorry we had a few times there where it didn't really come in to us as how we're supposed to hook it up, but we figured it out. So if you have any questions, drop those in the comments below, and I'll answer them the best that I can, or I'll point you in the right direction you need to go. But they do have these. They also have, what's the word I'm looking for? They also have salt spreaders, which we're going to be hopefully getting one of those and reviewing one of those closer to winter. So be staying tuned for that. It will be a little bit bigger unit because it stands taller. It has, I think, 14 or 16-inch tires on it. It pretty much goes together the same way. So now that we know how to do it, should be able to do it to the next one. So anyway, I'm all sweaty here. It's been a crazy day. I got rained on. We had tornado warnings, craziness in Charleston. I'm actually at the shop right now here in Greenup. But yeah. So anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, drop a like on the video, get subscribed to the channel, and join the 343 crew. And don't forget to drop a like. Lots of likes on these videos. Helps the channel out more than you know. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed. We'll see you in the next one. God bless.